What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video we're going to be doing another full grand challenge going from 0 to 12 wins. I think it's been at least a week or so since I did a, full grand challenge video, so I figured I'd do it again, and doing it on a deck I've never made a video on before, this new 2.8 drill cycle deck. You guys might have seen this deck, emerging inside of the meta recently. Very strong. I think it has a lot of outplay potential and doesn't have many hard counters. As you guys know, Mighty Miner is the, strongest champion in the game right now, in my opinion. It's so good inside of cycle decks. And yeah, we're going to try to complete this GC, and even if you guys do not have the Mighty Miner unlocked, of course in grand challenges, classic challenges, you can still play him and have a lot of success in those challenges, even if you don't have him, unlocked, and he's super strong. So before we head in the first match, if you guys would like to support me, you can use my credit code BOSS in any Super Bowl game. But yeah, let's head into it here and see if we can get the 12th. Alright, so we found our first match here, and I'm leaving, guys, on my trip in a couple days to Helsinki to watch the World Finals, so I'm going to try to pre-record as many videos as I can. As of now, I don't know how many I'm going to pre-record, but really going to try to do at least 2, and then if I can, 3. But I will say the other option is maybe when I'm there I can actually record videos if I have free time, but because I'm not going to be bringing my equipment with, right, like my PC or my, like face cam mic, what I might have to do is do like a full screen video. So basically, and actually a lot of you guys like that video style and think I should do it more often. So basically it would be kind of like, how it's like what basically Oyasu does, or basically like, well, there's of course other people too, like you guys know, like Ian, Riley, so basically it would be like that. I don't know if there would be talking though, you might just hear the game, and, that might be it, but we'll see. If I have time to like voice over, I'll do that. But because I don't normally do videos like that, it might take a little while to like learn how to do that. But anyway, I think that would be, of course, better than nothing. And in fact, some of you guys prefer that more because some of you guys say for like my video, format, of course it's good, like me and other YouTubers who have a face cam. But the downside, of course, is that the screen is smaller. And for those of you wondering like, why can't I make the screen larger? Well, I record using a phone. I don't use an iPad or tablet. I did actually get an iPad, but I was having trouble connecting it, so I need to figure out something else to use to connect it, and, hopefully soon I could get that set up so the screen is, like, a little bit larger, but, either way, when you have the face cam, it's going to be smaller regardless. That's just kind of how it is. So this guy's using a very, very weird deck. I don't know, like, what this is. It's just kind of like a random deck. It kind of feels that way anyway, like it's just something that's not... It's just a bunch of random cards put together, basically. That's the best way to describe it. I mean, Ram Rider in a deck that has, like, Princess and, Ghost and, like, what else? Valk. Very, very weird. Makes no sense whatsoever, but we're absolutely destroying him right now, so obviously we just have to keep doing what we're doing. Cannon is a very good counter to the Ram Rider. Even after the buff the Ram Rider got, it'll, pretty much fully counter it. And for 3 Elixir, it's very difficult for the Ram Rider player to outcycle the Cannon, because it's 5 Elixir and the Cannon's just 3. And even if you don't have a Cannon cycle, you could just go for a defensive Drill, which gets the job done against the Ram Rider as well. So, nice and easy first win there against a very strange random deck. And I feel like almost every single time, the first couple games in a GC, it's like guaranteed to be a deck that makes no sense. It's very rare from what I've experienced to play a meta deck the first couple games inside of a Grand Challenge. And a Grand Challenge video is what I plan on one of the pre-recorded videos to be, most likely, before the... yeah, I forgot if I already said that, but probably one will be a Grand Challenge video, one will probably be a ladder video, and maybe one could be like a classic challenge video or something. I'll have to see, because that's something that would be, nice and easy for me to do, because classics I can win probably like 80% of the time. Grand challenges I can win pretty often too, like maybe 50% of the time, but a classic is perfect for something I'm going to pre-record, because I don't do them very often. Some of you guys want to see them, and it's something that for me is pretty easy to obtain the 12 win in a classic, much easier than a Grand Challenge. So we're going to go for a Fireball on the Witch here, and then we're going to go ahead and log. And yeah, this guy's got a weird deck as well. Witch, Ram Rider. Okay, he's got the Ewiz. Yeah, I have no clue what this is. It's just some strange deck. Okay, so yeah, once again, we're just gonna go Spear Goblins like this. Notice the placement I'm playing them, where basically it mitigates most of the damage because you're playing it kind of like on the corner and the side, so that way it distracts the goblins the most, because if you just play them like in front or in the back, you're allowing more hits to come in, because in the placement where I played it, you saw it distracted 2 of the goblins instead of just distracting 1. Once again, this is very strange how 2 games in a row I'm playing against a Princess Ram Rider deck, you know, a deck that's awful, so it's weird to see that a second time in a row now. Someone is choosing to run that deck, which is, of course, very, very interesting. I'm just going to go for Spear Goblins here and a Fireball on top of the Witch and the Ewiz. I don't even know if he needed that log on the Mighty Miner. Obviously, if you aren't careful, it could deal a lot of damage, but I don't know if that was really, you know, necessary for him to do that. It was almost dead. So we're going to get a nice little counter push here. What is the odds of this? How did we play against, like, basically a very similar deck 2 games in a row, and the deck is horrible? Like, how did this even happen? I'm going to show you guys, because this guy, too, is using Ghost, Ram Rider, Princess. Like, who thought it would be a good idea to run a deck like this? I don't know. And this is the problem. I might make a video on this, too, like, kind of tips on, like, you know, for mid-ladder players. Like, you want your deck to make sense, right? Like, it just, if you have the levels, you know, why would you run a deck like this? It doesn't, to me, make any sense. So we can actually get the King Tower activated. As you can see, that's pretty much going to seal the win for us. I kind of stopped talking there just for a second to make sure that we were able to ensure we could get it activated. I'm going to go Fireball here on top of the Goblins. And yeah, we're going to get a lot of damage there. Really nice. And then Log to finish all that off. And it's just a matter of time at this point. We'll go Cannon here. And then we're going to go Drill on the side to switch up the placement so it's not as predictable. And then I think I'm just going to ignore some of the damage and just go for a Fireball, because it's pretty much already GG at this point. If we take a little bit of damage, it's fine. So we're just going to go for a Drill, and yep, he ignored the Spear Goblin, so that's GG. Another nice and easy win against a deck that was quite similar. Let's take a look at it. And, okay, he's a little angry. Let's see here. So yeah, look at that. Both of them had Ram Rider, Princess, and Ghost. That's very interesting. Especially the Princess and Ram Rider. That makes no sense whatsoever, that combination, and that should never be a thing, regardless of what deck you're running. Okay, so we got a Drill, we got Fire Spirit, and Cannon. So the nice thing about this deck is you pretty much can always make the starting play. So he's going to go Hog, because it's very safe to go Fire Spirit first play. You could go Spear Goblins first play. You could even go Drill first play. I mean, even that is not really that risky. Worst case scenario, they just have a good counter for it, and then you just you go ahead and just defend it with your Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner can pretty much defend every single ground card really well. So, oh wow, this guy's using Princess too. What the heck? This is the 3rd time in a row now, and again, Princess and 3 Musketeers. That doesn't make any sense. That's probably worse than having it with the Ram Rider, so I don't know what is going on right now. So the Goblins are going to distract that Mighty Miner, but we should be able to get a lot of damage here. I might even activate the Bomb, because that's going to get us like an additional 300 damage or something on top of the tower, and we already pretty much just won off of the first push. But that's what happens when you go 3M first play of the game. I mean, I'm even going to Fireball this. I don't even care if he's going to, you know, just 3M right after, because I know I'm going to defend easily. And again, he just goes in for a Hog when he knows, or maybe he didn't know because he forgot, but I have a Cannon in cycle, so that's just giving me, you know, an easy defense. And then he's probably just going to go 3M in the back, if I had to guess, because now, you know, our Fireball's out of cycle, so he thinks he's going to be able to get value out of it. Obviously, that's not going to be the case, because we can just cycle back to another Fireball really quickly. So once again, 3M coming down in single, and then Fireball at the ready to take out the 2 Musketeers. Or we could even just defend it for 3 Elixir if he's not going to do anything else. That should completely clean it up. And for whatever reason, he decides to go for a Rocket on the Mighty Miner. Not really a good play, especially in single Elixir, I would say. That Mighty Miner ability was not the best, though, I will say, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, this lead we have is just massive, and at this point, it's pretty much impossible for him to come back, unless something crazy happens. We'll go Fire Spirit here, we'll go Drill, and I don't know what this guy's doing, but I'm going to Mighty Miner here. And that's going to be a nice Fireball for us, hitting the Barbarians and the Princess. And that Mighty Miner will pretty much take his tower if he doesn't do anything either. Not sure if he knows that, though. Okay, well, he does zap, so I guess he did. Yep. Weird decks. What can I say? Three Albums connects. Drill coming in. And then... Okay. I feel like he was leaking Elixir there. I don't know. This is... I don't even know. It's just... It's weird. Log that. Bats. GG. I mean, what can I say? It's just your typical deck that you see 1-2 wins in a GC. I mean, it's just like what more could you expect, right? So let's take a look. Look at that. All three of those guys had Princess in a deck that didn't make any sense to have the Princess in it. Although that guy had a Goblin Barrel, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, I mean, what the heck? I'm beyond confused. Now, all right, if this next game I play against a deck that has Princess in it and it makes no sense, then I'm gonna be at that point I'm gonna be really surprised if that happens. We'll see though. Okay, yeah, surely there's no way this guy does. In case he's got a Tornado, I'm pulling it on the side to make it a little harder for him to activate. It's possible for them to activate it still, but it's a lot harder, and typically a player who's not that good with the Tornado, they're not going to know how to. So Splash Art is actually quite a hard matchup, but it's definitely winnable. You want to kind of like be aggressive with your Mighty Miners, because besides the Tombstone, they don't really have a lot for the Mighty Miner. So as you can see, he has to go for a Skeleton King there, which is just going to die. And then hopefully we're able to maybe get a little bit of chip damage on the tower. Probably not a lot. Yeah, but yeah, this matchup is actually really bad. I'm going to be honest, because of the Baby Dragon. So we could like run into some trouble here. I don't know. Let's just go Drill. Because the Skeleton King's out of cycle, and he's not going to go for the Tornado. That was a pretty bad defense, I would say. I'm going to log this to take out the Tombstone, and I guess we'll just go for a Fire Spirit. We probably need to save our cannon for the graveyard. And then let's go for a Mighty Miner here. If he goes for a Baby Dragon on it, I'm going to immediately send it into the opposite lane to take out the Skeleton King. That was a really bad play by him. We'll go Bats on the Baby Dragon. The Tombstone, I mean, was what was bad. And then I guess we will have to go for a cannon here. But the good news is because his Skeleton King is on our side of the map, we can go in for a Drill again. And then if he goes in for an Ice Wizard, I'm going to Fireball this time. Okay, he doesn't. So, that was a good play by him. He ended up defending it, like, cheaply, so I think that was smarter than him not going in for an Ice Wizard, because we, of course, would have just been able to Fireball it, so I think he made the right decision there, actually. I'm going to send this in the other lane. I don't know if... Okay, good, the Ice Wizard isn't going to help out. I'm going to go ahead and Fireball this. Okay, nice. He has to use the Tornado, so he is having to overcommit quite a lot. I'm going to go Fire Spirit here just to pressure. I'm going to split Spear Goblins in the back, and then I guess I'm going to have to... Ooh, nice, he missed the Barb Barrel. We're going to pre-place a cannon, and then we're going to drill kind of on the side, because if I played in the front, the Skeleton King might walk back to help out. That's going to be a free Fireball for us, and we're also going to get some damage from the Goblins, which is really nice. I'm surprised he took all that damage. I think he might be trying to save Elixir to build a push. I'm not really sure, though, because he's been really passive this game. I feel like a little bit too passive, actually. I'm going to send in the Drill to pressure, because he's going to probably want to go in for a Graveyard soon. At least that's what would make sense. I'm a little surprised he hasn't yet. I'm going to go for a Fireball here, and then the Cannon to tank for the Baby Dragon. Spear Gobs, Mighty Miner to block the bridge against the Skeleton King, and he's going to NATO. So, yeah, he can't NATO the Mighty Miner off the Skeleton King. That's all going to be taken care of. I'm going to send in the other lane to keep it alive, and then Fireball the Tombstone, and then probably send in a Drill, because he doesn't have his Skeleton King back in cycle. I'm going to wait a second, though, for that Baby Dragon to move up a little bit. And then we're probably just going to cannon to defend the Baby Dragon. And get a Fireball here on top of the Skeleton King and the Ice Wizard. I just missed the We're going to block the bridge, though, so we should be fine. Yeah, and you didn't get that bar barrel down in time, so this should be pretty easy defense, hopefully. I'm just going to do this, and then the cannon to defend the baby dragon. And his tower's really low at this point, so we hopefully should be fine. He's even calling the game. I mean, I wouldn't say it's over yet, because one graveyard push could, of course, change the game, especially in triple elixir, but it is looking pretty good for us. Really, really nice fireball cleaning everything up. And then I'm probably just going to send in another... okay, we're going to block the bridge here. Okay, we messed that up. Luckily, though, we have logs, so we're okay. We're just going to log the graveyard, and then that should be GG if one of the goblins connects, and yeah, that's going to be GG. I definitely don't think he played that well, but it also might not be as bad of a matchup as I thought it was. Some people use this deck with Rocket, and if you have Rocket, it definitely is hard, because your Rocket isn't going to get as much value against the Ice Wizard and the Tombstone, so I think having Fireball in the deck is going to help you out a lot against Splasher, but I still think it is hard, especially against a good Splasher player, just because you really don't have a good answer at all for the Baby Dragon. I feel like his main mistake was being too passive. He probably should have gone for more graveyards, and I think he didn't do them at the right time, but that's the main reason. So we're a third of the way through. Let's, I'll see you guys when we find the next one. So we found our next one here against this Japanese player. We probably can just go Spear Goblins at the bridge to start the game off, and see how he responds to them. He's going to go Bar Barrel, so this could be Splash Shard again, because Bar Barrel is one of the only decks that is used in Splash Shard. It's not really played a lot in other decks, unless he's using Loon Cycle, like maybe the one with Musketeer and Bomb Tower. I noticed there's a lot of Japanese players who run that deck, and yeah, sure enough, that is what he's using. I'm going to try to activate the King Tower here. Yeah, that should activate, so that's going to give us a really good advantage here to start the game off. Yeah, as you guys can see, you can activate the King Tower by playing the drill there or there when the cannon is in the optimal spot. So him going in for that snowball was actually a very, very bad play, because that caused the balloon to kill the cannon quickly, which allowed me to get that king activation. So we're in a very good position now in a matchup that would otherwise not be easy without a king activation. And that's because, you know, you really... your main counters to the balloon get countered by Snowball, right? Like his Snowball counters the bats, obviously, and they also, you know, the Bar Barrel can reach the Spear Goblins if you play them too high, so it's definitely not an easy matchup, but I think when you have the King activated, then it's in your favor, just because anytime you go for a low cannon or a low drill, your King Tower is just going to help out so much. So now I would say it's a good position for us, but that otherwise would not be the case without that activation. So great start. I'm glad we took advantage of that. We're going to go for a drill here on top of his tower, and then we can go in for a Fire Spirit just to apply more pressure, and it was potentially going to force something out of him, like to prevent that damage, but it looks like in this case he just decided to take the damage to try to maybe build a push. I'm not really sure, so we're going to go Mighty Miner here, and yeah, I had a feeling he would do that because he's been playing pretty aggressively the whole game, so I'm not surprised that he decided to go for a balloon there. Let's have our Fireball ready. He might play like a, I don't know, like a Musketeer near the tower. Yeah, there it is. I had a feeling he would do that. So that's going to be now a really good lead for us. We already had a good lead. Now it's, oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know if he gave up or if he just didn't realize that was going to take his tower. I think he might have, oh no, he didn't give up. Wow. Some people just, and this is why I think Drill's a very good card, and some people in mid-ladder don't realize it. People don't really know how to defend the Drill. I feel like even top ladder players don't know how to defend it well every time. So if you play Drill like at mid-ladder, like you can tell just like based off of this game and like even some of the earlier games, like even if they have a counter to it like Mega Knight, you can out-cycle it if you're running a Drill cycle deck, and they just, like, your defense is so strong, especially with the Mighty Miner. Or if you don't have Mighty Miner, maybe just use a Drill Inferno deck, because there's a Drill Inferno kind of cycle deck. It has, like, you know, Bomber in it. I think I made a couple videos on it, so, like, I would definitely give it a try. I mean, because even, like, if your opponent has a Mega Knight, a Wizard, like, whatever, you know, they're not going to know how to defend a Drill, or they might be dumb and cycle their only Drill counter on something else, and then you can just overwhelm them on the next Drill push you play. So there's so many ways to get around them having a counter to the Drill. It's the same way as just because the opponent has a Tornado doesn't mean you can't do anything when you're using a Hog deck. It's kind of the same situation, if that makes sense, when they have a Drill counter. Like, you can obviously get around it. That's like the beauty of using a cycle deck, and that's why cycle decks are pretty, you know, strong and borderline broken compared to heavier decks. So this guy's going to go Ewiz. This is probably going to be P.E.K.K.A. I feel like this is a matchup that probably could go either way, since he's got Zap and like a lot of good I don't know, like he's got a lot of good things against our bats and stuff. Like Ewiz is pretty good against them. So we played the Ghost very late there. Log on the Magic Archer. I'm gonna go Spear Goblins to try to surround, and I think our best bet is just ignoring the Magic Archer. I could have maybe gone Bats on them, but I don't know. I'm gonna go Bats here, I guess. And then if he plays an Ewiz, we maybe just send a... Okay, he's got arrows. Interesting. Because P.E.K.K.A. normally doesn't have arrows. Maybe he's got arrows instead of one of his spells, or potentially he has... Maybe he just doesn't... Yeah, he probably... So we know he's already got Zap, I think. Or maybe he didn't use it, I can't remember. But if he has arrows, there's a good chance he just doesn't have a Fireball or a Poison. I guess I'll send in my Drill now. Let's see what he does. Okay, P.E.K.K.A. in the back. And he goes Ghost. That's a lot of Elixir he spent. He just spent 10, so hopefully he's unable to support this push too well. I'm going to Fire Spirit just to pull that Ghost back, otherwise it would have splashed. Well, it still did, but it would have gotten more damage, so I think that was smart to do that. He has to go for his arrows. I'm going to do this to keep the Mighty Miner alive and take out that Ewiz. Fire Spirit to pressure here. Let's go for a Drill. And then High Cannon. It'll defend the Bandit and the Ram Rider at the same time, so we're getting a lot of value there. I'm just going to log this to make sure the Barb doesn't get a hit. And then probably Mighty Miner. And then we might have to send it in the other lane because of the P.E.K.K.A. And I feel like it would just be really easy to take out. So we got to watch out for that. We're going to... Oh, no. Actually, that's fine because the Mighty Miner will kill it. I mean, it just sucks because we wasted a Fireball. Like, obviously, we didn't need it, but it's okay because for 1 Elixir, we killed the Magic Archer. So pretty much with that logic, we only wasted 1 Elixir. Because if I didn't do that, then technically the Magic Archer would have been a waste of 3 Elixir, because the 1 Elixir Mighty Miner ability would have killed it. So if you think of it that way, we really only wasted 1 Elixir. But if I didn't Fireball, then he would have wasted 3, so I guess it is a little unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and Fireball this, and then once again send the Mighty Miner in the other lane. I think the P.E.K.K.A. hit it, unfortunately, before I did that, so that kind of sucks. I'm going to go Cannon here. And then Fire Spirit, just to hopefully... Yeah, nice. Okay, he went for his Ghost, so this is a... Oh, nope, I have to defend with the Drill. I really wanted to play the Drill on his tower, but since he went for that Ghost and Battle Ram, it would have been hard to defend without the defensive Drill, unfortunately. At least we killed that Bandit. That's going to be helpful. I'm going to Fireball. I feel like we just have to try to get as much damage as we can. We force an Ewiz out of him as well, so I might not talk as much here to focus on the... Not bad. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel like that's a match that could go either way because like Ghost is really good against the Drill, but at the same time, his P.E.K.K.A. doesn't really get much value because we have so many distractions for it. Against Masa, we'll just go Fire Spear here at the bridge. See what he wants to do. Okay, he's gonna go for a Battle Ram. So it's probably gonna be P.E.K.K.A. or E-Barb's Bridge Spam. Okay, not the best zap because that didn't even get the Battle Ram to the tower, and now we can use our bats. Okay, he's gonna Magic Archer. We're gonna Fireball this. He's probably gonna go for an E-Wiz now. Or maybe he'll go... Okay, yeah, Bandit. So we'll just go bats. We know he doesn't have his Zap and Cycle, but we'll have this ready in case he decides to go for an E-Wiz or something. Yeah, I had it ready, but the Bandit ended up dying anyway, so we're fine. We'll just go Spear Goblins here, and we don't really want to go Drill yet because he does have a Ghost, of course. But because he just decided to cycle it there on nothing, which didn't make sense, we're going to go Mighty Miner. And then I think we're going to go ahead and play a Drill. And then we're also going to go Bats because his Zap and his E-Wiz are out of cycle, so going to be a really good time to do that. He's going to go for a Battle Ram, so a Log here is going to be pretty great. And we're going to get a ton of damage. He definitely kind of messed up here. And he's probably going to have to go for, yeah, Zap right now. But he played it kind of early, and that Mighty Miner I think is actually going to take the tower, which, yeah. Well, it pretty much does, basically. Took the tower. So we're just going to Fireball, finish off the tower, kill the Magic Archer, and we pretty much already won the game. Just like that. Mighty Miner is a broken card, and I think it definitely needs a nerf in the next balance change. I think we can all agree with that. I think it needs like a health nerf, or they can make its bomb do less damage. I think it does way too much damage. They could like nerf the Death Bomb by like 10 HP, and it would still kill minions. I think it does way too much. They could honestly do both. They could like nerf the hit points by like 4 or 5%, and then nerf the actual damage the bomb does by a little bit, because I think for one elixir it does way too much. But let me know, I guess, your guys' thoughts in the comments, like what you guys think a good nerf would be. But I think there's a few different ways you could nerf the Mighty Miner, because it's a very, obviously, unique card. We're going to go Cannon here. And yeah, pretty much we just have to play defense. And as long as we don't make any mistakes, we should be fine. I mean, both of our towers have full health, so I don't know about this guy, but if I were him, I'd be pretty, kind of panicking right now. Yeah, and as you can see, he's being really aggressive. Pack at the bridge, so we'll just go Spear Goblins here. Set up a cannon as well. Do not be afraid to use your drill on defense. I think some people are afraid to do that. They think it's only like an offensive card, but it can get a ton of value on defense, especially against cards that are not... I don't know how to describe it. Don't deal splash damage. That's the best way to put it. So against things like a P.E.K.K.A, for example, or I'm trying to think of like a couple other things. Like, well, P.E.K.K.A is probably like one of the best things. And then Sparky too. It's going to do a really good job distracting Sparky, kind of like serving as like a tombstone. So yeah, those are probably a couple examples of like matches where you definitely want to be going in for defensive drills. And just like bridge spam decks in general. I think against the E-Barbs, they're a very nice distraction as well. So we're 7-0 here, just 5 more games to go. We're looking really, really good, but we're not, of course, out of it yet, and the games are going to continue getting harder. Ooh, this guy's pretty good. You can see he's finished 230-something in a Royal Tournament, so this is definitely a pretty decent player, but it depends on the deck more so than anything, and Lava Clone is going to be a tough matchup, so this is going to be... probably a little hard, because, yeah, Lava Cologne, you don't really have, like, a lot of... Ooh, I'm going to do this, I guess, just to kill that, and then he's going to need to defend both the Mighty Miner and the Drill at the same time, so he opts to kind of go for a split Skarmy, and we're going to get a good amount of damage, so pretty good start to this game, I would say. This is a tough matchup. We don't really have anything for the Baby Dragon, and the Cologne is going to be really obnoxious as well, so I actually don't know how we're going to win this, but for sure we have to Fireball the Flying Machines. And I actually think the way to go is to maybe like Tower Trade, because he doesn't have any counter to the Mighty Miner besides a like Lumberjack and Skarmy basically, and that Mighty Miner might even with those bats like almost take the tower. Well, it deals a lot, but didn't like quite take it. I'm going to go Spear Gobs here. And then, yeah, he's going to take our tower for sure. There's not much we can do about that. Yeah, this is why I was saying it's a pretty hard matchup. We don't have a lot of air counters, and I think, like, Lava Loon would even be easier, because you could go Cannon and, like, Defensive Drill and activate the King Tower, but this is, like, really hard. But we'll see if we can somehow come back. I'm going to go Drill and Bats, and see, maybe he goes in for, like, a Skarmy. I'm going to go Log here. Okay, it looks like he... what the heck just happened? Why didn't he... That was very weird. I think he just messed up, or maybe he lagged. I'm not really sure, but that was very, very strange. I'm going to go Mighty Miner here. This is going to force him to probably have to... Yeah, go for a Skarmy. I was thinking maybe I should have gone for like a Prediction Fireball, but I don't know. That would have been kind of like an overcommitment, so that might have not been too smart. I'm going to do this to protect and distract the baby dragon, hopefully. Yeah, it does. That's great. Fireball here, hopefully to save everything. Okay, that was really good defense, actually. Good stuff, but things are going to get kind of complicated soon. I'm going to go Drill here with Spear Gobs. Let's see how he defends it. I'm going to go maybe Log here. Oh, nice. Really good Log. And now he doesn't really have anything for the Mighty Miner except Lumberjack. Oh, this is huge. If we send this on the tower, this might get us the win here. No, he does go for a really good Lumberjack, but at least we're going to hold the Flying Machine here so we're able to hit the Lumberjack as well with the Fireball. And then we're going to go for a Drill once again, and he shouldn't have much for it. He's probably going to try to cycle to his Skarmy. Okay, he has to go Fireball. We're going to get some good damage there. Wow, it looks like we're actually, as of now, it looks like we're going to potentially win this one. And now he doesn't have anything for the Mighty Miner. His Lumberjack isn't even... Oh, wait, he did get back to the Lumberjack. What am I talking about? We should be fine, though, because he's not back to his Skarmy yet. So I'm sending in the Drill once again. He's going for, like, a Desperation. That looks like... Wow, it's going to be GG. Nice win there. I don't think, like, that's, like, that easy of a matchup. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought, but I think it's for sure not that easy. I feel like I could safely say that. Yeah, I don't think that's easy. Like, Lava Clone, when we don't really have any good spell, like, we don't have... It is nice having Fireball, I will admit that, but it's not like we have a Poison, you know? We don't really have anything for the Clone. But I think what we did is we did a really good job pressuring, so he was unable to get that, like, Lava Clone push he was looking for. Like, we kind of kept things under control by going in with pressure. Notice how he went for, like, the Mighty Miners and the Drills, where he couldn't ignore it, or else he would lose the tower, and since we were in the 2-tower game, if he lost the tower, he would have lost. So that's why, I think we managed to win that one. I think getting his tower very, you know, after he took ours shortly after that helped us win. And it's a good thing we were able to take it. So, I don't know if he's going to use the... Okay, yeah, he's going to use the ability, so obviously we're going to go ahead and send that in the other lane. Probably just going to go for a Log here, and I don't know what this guy's using. He might be using, like, Mega Knight or something. Because sometimes, I don't think I need to... Yeah, nice. I thought maybe I would have had to. If I took a mini P.E.K.K.A hit, that would have been really bad. I don't know what he's using, actually. I'm not sure. I really do not know what he's using here. I'm a bit confused. It's going to be a giant deck. Okay. Very aggressive giant. I don't think it's going to do too much because, yeah, even though we just zapped, I mean, now we can just use our... like our zap bait cards. Ooh, that NATO was really bad because he played that when he was low on elixir. So now, if I had to guess, he shouldn't have a lot here to defend this. Just bats, and then that might be it. Yeah, look at this. That's going to be pretty much almost tower down, I think. Yeah, that's going to be... Yeah, look at that. And that was his fault. I mean, he shouldn't have gone for that tornado. That was extremely aggressive. He overcommitted so much in single after just playing a giant in mini P.E.K.K.A. So... it was kind of obvious that was going to happen, or at least I knew we were going to be able to get all that damage with the counter push. We're just going to Log here. He's going to go for a Sparky. I'm just going to pressure his Spear Goblins because if he ignores these, they'll take his tower, and I don't think he would want that, but it looks like he is going to let that happen, so that is, I guess, good for us. We're going to go for a Cannon here. I'm going to go for Bats, and then this is the type of matchup where we want to go for a defensive Drill because it's going to be pretty useful against the Sparky. It like distracts 2 shots basically. Hopefully, yeah, nice. I was worried the Cannon wasn't going to distract the Sparky and it was going to go on the tower, but luckily it did. It looks like we're kind of... We're down like a lot of elixir here. This is going to be a little bit of a problem, but I am going to go defensive Drill to hopefully distract the Sparky like as long as I can, and I think a Fireball here is going to be really good. And then obviously the Cannon. Okay, he goes giant in the other lane. That is very interesting. I don't think that was a very good play. His only, like, winning move would have been going same lane with the Sparky, but I think he was just doing it out of desperation and trying to be unpredictable. But yeah, either way, that's going to be GG. I guess, like, yeah, as you can see, Sparky's not that bad, especially if you have a really nice start, which we did. But like I said, I also think he screwed up. That Tornado was a massive overcommitment, and we were able to capitalize off of that. So yeah, 9-0 now. We're just 3 wins away. At this point, I'm pretty confident we can close out the GC because we'd kind of have to screw up pretty badly. I think I'm definitely more likely to win 3 games before I get 3 losses at this point. So hopefully that ends up being the case and we can get this 12 here. So his name is Bridge Spam and he just used a Ghost, so obviously he's going to be running some sort of Bridge Spam deck. We're going to go Drill and Bats in the opposite lane though because he did cycle his Ghost, and that is likely going to be his best counter to the Drill. So he's going to have an E-Wiz. I don't know what kind of a Bridge Spam deck this is. It doesn't look like it's going to be P.E.K.K.A because he's got the Mighty Miner, and typically you wouldn't want to use Mighty Miner in a P.E.K.K.A deck because they both kind of serve a similar purpose. I mean, obviously they're kind of different cards, but it just, to me, it doesn't really make much sense to use P.E.K.K.A with Mighty Miner. So he's probably using Mega Knight. And here's what I'm going to do. This might seem like a weird play, but because he just... if I knew he was going to do that, I would have gone for it in the opposite lane. But this is still good because it's going to take out so much of the Mega Knight. It was a little aggressive, though. But yeah, I wish I did that in the other lane. If I did in the other lane, we might be able to get the King activated here. It's going to be close. Hopefully it has enough health. Oh man, that was so close. I mean, at least we like prevented the Mega Knight from getting on our tower, but that King activation would have been really nice, especially in this kind of matchup because he's using a lot of ground cards that aren't like ranged. So like Mega Knight, Ghost, right, will all get hit by the King tower. So it would have been really nice, but I guess that's all right. I'm actually going to pressure here because he just used his Ghost. I'm going to send this in the other lane, and if he goes in for an E-Wiz preemptively, the Bats are going to get a lot of value. I'm just going to go Cannon to deal with the Ghost, the majority of it, and it should be pretty solid. Nice, he went for the Mighty Miner early, so look at all that damage we got with the Goblins. Like I said, or if I didn't already say this deck is very good in single, like pressuring. It's really good, so make sure to take advantage of single Elixir. It's like 2.8, so you ideally want to get as much of a lead as you can early on to kind of like set yourself up in double and triple Elixir. We're going to have to, yeah, I was going to say, get ready to fireball that. Okay, very bad Ram Rider because he ended up playing it right into the fireball, basically. We're going to have to go Cannon here. We're starting to get overwhelmed a little bit, but I think we're okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to probably go Fire Spirit at the bridge to pressure with only 1 Elixir, but it forces a response out of him. He has to, like I said, he has to respond to that. He can't ignore a Fire Spirit, no way. And he has to Mega Knight because his Ghost was out of cycle. And we still get a little bit of damage even with him going in for that Mega Knight. And there's the King activation we were looking for, and at this point it should definitely be GG. That King activation probably won us the game, unless we like really screw up here. So I'm going to actually go Drill on the side. It's going to be like less predictable. Yeah, as you can see, he preemptively plays the Mighty Miner, but now the Goblin actually goes in for the tower. I'm going to go Fireball here just to deal more damage, and should be able to close out the game here at this point. Let's see if he maybe goes in for like a Mega Knight at the bridge really aggressively. No, he decides to just go for... Okay, this is a really easy defense, so I'm going to pressure with a Drill because I know I'm going to be able to defend. That Log kind of saved us last second, and that is going to be GG. Pretty nice win there. I don't know what the matchup was. I think it's one that probably could go either way if I had to guess, because I mean he does have Ghost and Mega Knight, which are both good against the Drill, but as I think I already mentioned before earlier in this video, you see the Cannon is a really good answer to that Ram Rider, and also the Mighty Miner is just doing a really good job against the Mega Knight, and the King activation you're pretty much guaranteed to get eventually off of the Fire Spirit or the Spear Goblins when that Mega Knight is in the middle, as you saw. So just 2 more to go. Alright, found our next match here against Strawberry. We'll go for a Fire Spear here at the bridge. See how he responds. He's gonna go Logs, so let's just go Spear Goblins then. Okay, we're going to get some damage. Log Skellies, it's obviously going to be some cycle deck. It could be like Oh, okay, so it's going to be Hog probably, or Royal Hogs. If I had to choose if I would prefer to be Royal Hogs or Hog, I would definitely prefer it to be Royal Hogs because the Fireball is going to be very good against those, whereas the Hog Rider only answers the Cannon, which he has a EQ for. Okay, so it's a really good thing he's got Royal Hogs. I'm happy to see that. He goes in for a delivery. Hopefully our drill can still get some damage. He might go for like a, yeah, log. Okay, so yeah, we do get some pretty close game so far. And yeah, this is probably a matchup that could go either way. So I'm very curious to see if we, or like what the outcome is. Hopefully we can win, but it's probably going to be very close because I think this is one, like I said, that could go either way. Because the delivery is going to be a very valuable spell for him. So because he just went for his Ice Spirit, I'm going to try to take advantage of that and go for a Bats Drill Push, knowing he doesn't have his delivery back in cycle yet either. I think I'm just going to go for a Log and a Fireball here. It might have actually been better, though, to go for a Cannon, since he was focused on defending. He probably wouldn't have been able to go for an EQ, so I actually regret doing that. I should have gone Cannon. I think that was a mistake, but it's okay. I mean, we're winning, and I think we're only down maybe like 1 or 2 Elixir, so I think it's fine. I'm just gonna... Oh, we might even be even on Elixir. I'm just gonna go Spear Goblins at the bridge. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't used a Queen yet, but then again, I haven't used... He keeps... Okay, we're gonna go Cannon here. And then I'm gonna go Drill. Okay, he's gonna EQ, but he actually, missed the tower, so he's not gonna get very much damage. And hopefully we can get some, because he just spent a lot of Elixir. Yeah, we do get some chip damage, and that's gonna give us an even bigger lead than we already had. So yeah, this match is going very well so far. We both haven't used our champion yet. I think that's kind of funny, but I think in this situation we were in, it didn't make sense to use it. I'm going to use my first Mighty Miner now, actually. Oh, and he decided to use the Queen at the same time. It's kind of funny. I'm going to go Drill here. I don't know if he's going to use a delivery or not. I'm going to go Cannon, though, and Fire Spirit, and then... oh, wow, he's not even going to use his EQ. I'm just going to Fireball the Queen, because I'm pretty sure we can defend the pigs without too much trouble, hopefully. Mighty Miner ability and Log actually clean them up quite nicely. He's going to get some, but it's not going to be too much damage, and we still maintain a pretty good lead. And we have our Mighty Miner on the field, meaning we get that 3-card cycle. So he just used his Log, which means our... He's going to have to use Delivery on this Drill. And we can actually use our ability... Oh, it would have got sent in the other lane, and we would have gotten damage. If he goes Royal Hogs, I'm going to go Cannon. I'm going to do the Cannon trick where I play it out of the EQ range. Actually, he made that even easier because he decided to play them like that. So we're just going to go for a Log here. Mighty Miner on top of the Queen. And I don't know if he's going to... Oh, wow, he went Delivery. Oh, we don't get the Fire Spirit to connect, but still, I mean, I don't even know why I'm worried. Look at this lead we have. It's crazy. I'm just going to Log and go Bats. Okay, with that EQ, I don't even think he can defend the Drill now that well. Yeah, we just have to go in. 2 Fireballs gets us the win, and I think I'm even just going to start it now because we have the Mighty Miner down. Our cycle's so quick, and I know we can defend the pigs. I know we can. I'm even going to Fire Spirit to pressure. He can't let the Fire Spirit connect, and Fireball's going to, yeah, give us the win. That's GG. So yeah, pretty nice win there. Like I said, I feel like that's a match that could go either way, but we had a really, really good start, and we kind of just kept the lead throughout and pressured really, really well, and it was pretty easy from that point. So yeah, we're 11-0 now. Let's see if we can get that 12-0. That would be really, really clutch, and of course, really good content and clickbait if I can put 12-0 instead of just 12-win. So let's see if we can pull it off here. This guy had some good badges, so it's probably not going to be easy, of course. So, it looks like he's probably using 3M since he's got the Heal Spirit, and pretty much the only deck that has Heal Spirit in it besides Sparky is 3 Musketeers. And if it is 3 Musketeers, then I would hope it's probably a pretty okay matchup, considering, we do have Fireball, which I just feel like any kind of Fireball cycle deck usually does pretty good against 3 Musketeers. I mean, there's some exceptions, but it's just what I would assume. Oh, I messed up that, Fire Spirit. It didn't actually deal damage to the... Oh, okay, he's not using 3 Musketeers. He's just going to be using... Let's see if he goes in... Wait, can I get the... Oh, it lined up. Kind of a bad start, but we're not down by much. It's okay. Okay, I'm kind of disappointed that it's not 3M, because I think 3M I would have preferred. because the queen is going to get him a lot more value. But, alright, I'm just going to let her go since he already dealt damage in the other lane. It's fine. Yeah, we're fine, but we're going to have to be passive and single because I kind of messed up a little bit. I'm going to go bats here, and then we're going to go spear goblins here. So, it's not good. I thought he was going to zap. He didn't even do that, though. I don't think that was that good of a battle ram, though. It was very aggressive. I think we pressure here. Maybe he zaps? I don't know. Yeah, he does. Ooh, that's very aggressive. Fireball log should deal with all that. Not a good magic archer either. Oh, wow, yeah, he's getting very, very aggressive. It feels like he's getting kind of like impatient or something. I don't know. I'm going to try to trick him. We're going to send it in this lane. Oh, wow, he went battle ram. That was kind of weird. Okay, that defense ended up... Oh, so close. Yeah, this is looking kind of tough, but it's certainly not over yet. We need a couple good drill pushes, I think, and that could definitely turn the game around. He actually overcommitted there. He would have just needed a ghost, I think, but he probably did that to make sure the ghost didn't get like fireballed back or something. I don't know. I guess a cannon here should be good. Oh, the bandit went the other lane. Okay. Yeah, I think we're probably going to lose here. This is a pretty bad matchup, I think. Just based off of how it's gone. I think it's really tricky because unlike P.E.K.K.A, he doesn't have a P.E.K.K.A, and I feel like P.E.K.K.A doesn't get a lot of value against this deck, but I feel like he's got a lot of like cheap spam cards. So this is going to be really hard, I think. Yeah, this is definitely a hard counter, for sure. That should be obvious, because usually any match where I get, like, beat by a good bit in a Grand Challenge, it's usually a hard counter, like, majority of the time. Yeah, pretty hard counter, I'd say. What makes it hard, too, is he's got Zap. I don't know why he has Zap, because most people who use this deck have a Bar Barrel, which is gonna, like, be a lot worse against bats and the spear goblins, because the spear goblins I'm not usually playing at the bridge on defense. I play them like further back, so yeah, super hard counter. So unfortunately we're not going to get the 12-0, but we will still get the 12 because there's no way I'm going to lose 3 games in a row. At least it's highly unlikely. I would say the chance I lose 3 games in a row in a Grand Challenge, maybe like 10%. I just don't think it's going to happen. It would be very unlikely because if any of the 3 games are a good matchup, I'm going to win. And then even if it's like an even matchup or like slightly bad, I'll still win. Probably. Oh, wow, that's very aggressive. We're going to go cannon here. And then I'm probably just going to log to reset the Mighty Miner so my Mighty Miner has more health. That might actually connect to the tower. Yeah, it would have been good if the log hit the Ram Rider. I think it didn't. That's why it did all that damage. I'm going to go drill in the other lane because he has to defend both lanes. So it's just going to be, like, basically that same deck as before. The one I just played against, I mean. Not last game, but I think it... Oh, I misclicked. I didn't mean it. I thought that was a log. Yeah, that is kind of bad. I meant that might screw up this match, that cannon. Yikes. We can go drill on defense, though, so I'm not going to be afraid to do that if he goes for a Ram Rider. The only issue is if he goes in for a Mega Knight, it could be... Okay, so... I'm just going to log here. And I messed up the king activation. And that's GG. I'm going to give him the win. Alright, so he's got a wall breaker deck of some sort. Does he have Magic Archer, or is he using... I don't know what wall breaker variation this is. Yeah, so it is going to be the Mighty Miner one, okay. So that means he doesn't have Magic Archer. He's using, Cannon and... Yeah. I guess let's go for a drill here. Ooh, he's got a Hunter. I did not expect that, that's for sure. That was a very interesting push by him. He did defend quite nicely, though, but that was a very weird push he just did with the Hunter. That was quite aggressive. So I'm applying some pressure here. He's going to go Hunter, which should defend pretty nicely, but we are going to be able to take out the Hunter. And I don't think that was really that much of an overcommitment, because he was really aggressive with that Wallbreaker and Hunter there. So I knew we probably would be fine doing that. And I feel like the Drill is a little better than the Miner at getting damage. So I'm feeling pretty okay about this matchup. I'm just wondering if he has like a Mega Knight or something, because it kind of seems like he might. But I don't really know. Only time will tell. I guess this cannon here should be decent, because even if he sends the... Okay, he decided to play it in the back. That's fine. Yeah, the cannon and any building in general is pretty good against the Mighty Miner, because even if they send it in the other lane, it'll still distract it if you played it well enough. So I'm going to go drill here, and even though I know the cannon will still take it out, it's still going to distract, which is going to be nice. Fireball going to come in on the Hunter here. He logged too early. Look at all that chip damage we're getting on his tower. And, yeah, very, very good start to this match. We're going to go cannon here, and then I think we're going to keep up the pressure going in for drill again. The main problem is for him seems to be he doesn't have any good answer for the bats. Do you notice how they're just getting a ton of damage? And I know, like, or they're getting a ton of value. I shouldn't say damage. They're getting a ton of value, and you could say, like, the Hunter's decent against them. Not really. I mean, it's 4 elixir, and it's getting distracted by the drills. So we straight up have a hard counter here, I think. There's just nothing he's able to do. I didn't even do anything fancy. He just can't do much. I mean, obviously he probably could have played slightly better because it wasn't even close, but we had a super hard counter. So happy that we ended up getting a really good matchup because, well, the game before wasn't a bad matchup. I just played horrible, but the one before that was a hard counter. So I'm happy we got one that was very good for us. And as I expected, we are able to get the 12. It did get a little scary, though, because I lost twice. And we were 11-0, so it would have been pretty upsetting if we somehow choked that, but yeah, that game hard counter, and this one I did not play that well. I am not happy at all with how I played that. I could have saved myself if I didn't mess up the king activation against the Mega Knight. Like if I didn't play that Fire Spirit late, we could have won that at that point. But when I misclicked the cannon and then messed up the king activation, nah, it was over. It was over. But luckily, won our last one pretty easy, getting the 12 wins. So I hope you guys did end up enjoying the video. As I said, this deck is one of the very best cycle decks in the game right now, I would say. It's kind of been trending recently, so yeah, give it a try if you guys would want to. And if you don't have the Mighty Miner unlocked, you can still play this deck, of course, inside of Grand Challenges, Classic Challenges, and inside of global tournaments. So make sure to like the video if you guys did end up enjoying it. Subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.